size of the protest continues to grow on Coast Guard Island in Alameda as federal agents have begun arriving. And we're still waiting, though, to see if the National Guard ends up coming in.
Yeah, we've got team coverage. We've been following multiple angles on the story for you this morning. Ground Force Joey Horta is standing by live out at Coast Guard Island in Alameda, where those federal agents arrived and were met by demonstrators. Joey.
Well, guys, right now, hundreds of protesters are blocking the intersection right here at the entrance to Coast Guard station here in Alameda. As a result, Coast Guard personnel are unable to arrive. They block traffic in all directions. As we step out of the way and zoom in here, you can see where the Coast Guard security forces are set up to prevent anyone from getting onto their property. And we apologize if you see any profanity on these signs this morning as they continue to walk by. Quite a few people out here getting their message across. This morning, we saw around 7 a.m. federal agents arriving, several SUVs and pickup trucks, including some marked with Customs and Border Protection, pushing their way through the crowd, driving through the crowd that were blocking them, standing in the way of those vehicles. So we have now 2 injuries out here among protesters. A pastor trying to block agents from driving in, injured when agents set off not 1 but 2 very loud flashbangs, leaving protesters with burning eyes and ringing ears. Agents also then ran over another protester's foot. We just heard from him. Take a listen.
People were being peaceful and asking them not to drive through crowds of people who were peacefully protesting, and he was upset and it said, well, you can see that there's people here that are peacefully protesting, and please don't drive through them. And I started to walk away, and then he drove forward and ran over my foot.
I obviously was shocked with whatever that Border Patrol had directly to my face. And I came just saying we're here in peace, and he didn't care. So there's nothing else to say than clearly he wanted to cause harm to me.
No local law enforcement is out here. We're in Oakland right now. Only the Coast Guard is on hand guarding their entrance. You would imagine that by now Oakland police would be out here because this has shut down traffic in their jurisdiction. We have not seen this, but look at this over here. The last few minutes, this U-Haul truck brought in by protesters to possibly protect the protesters who are in the street or just to shut down traffic here. Either way, it's working. And here's one of the signs. This is what this is all about. No ICE or troops in the Bay. Protect our neighbors' rights and Constitution. So they're out here expressing their freedom of speech out here and trying to send a message to the White House and the Trump administration that the federal agents are not welcome here by these folks. Back to you.
And Joey, so at first, the protesters were blocking the streets just by walking or standing there.
Crosswalk.
Now you say there's vehicles there, including that U-Haul, and I'm just hearkening back to the protests on the bridges. Remember, on the Bay Bridge and on the Golden Gate Bridge over the war in Gaza, and the protesters put the cars there, and then they threw their keys away. So, like, is there a driver or any, like, do you know who that belongs to?
So we don't know if that's related to the same group that was part of shutting down the bridges
I'm not assuming.
recently.
No.
Daria,
I don't want to. I want to make sure it's clear that I'm not saying there's any connection between those protesters. I'm just saying the method, the tactic.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to get to, Daria.
Okay.
I'm trying to tell you that we don't know who they are, but there are some similarities here. These protesters, the guy that was driving this truck over here and left it, was wearing a mask. He then took off from the scene. So there are quite a few of those folks out here that we saw earlier that had the face coverings on as they arrived. And this was the group, some of them who were shouting at reporters here and trying to interrupt our coverage of this, so being very aggressive earlier on. That's the group that we saw wearing the mask. So it continues to unfold out here. A lot of people involved, though. Yeah.
So you can't have anybody move that vehicle if they wanted
Not at the moment, anyway.
Yeah.
Joey, thank you. Obviously, an evolving situation. Oh, go ahead. You looked like you were about to say something.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you wanted the vehicle to be removed, you would think that Oakland police would have been out here to manage this traffic situation. It is surprising to see that there is no local law enforcement response.
Yeah.
I think at this point, from an optics standpoint, I don't know that the mayor wants either OPD or Alameda Police to be viewed in any way as enabling or helping ICE and dispersing the crowds there. This is a tough situation where you've got city leaders and, you know, federal agents police are stuck between a rock and a hard place.
And we talked to the mayor of the city of Alameda this morning, and she said as much. She was like, we don't want, so Joey was just wondering about, you know, how they're going to react, and they're kind of taking a hands-off approach at the moment.
Anyway, yeah.